Male coworker screamed at me for asking him work-related questions. I'm working in retail and my male coworker, Roy, is a teenager. Guess where this is going? The issue lies in the fact that he's dating my shift manager, don't shit where you eat please, so his girlfriend has to deal with this. He scoffed at me, so I asked him politely why he did that. He started screaming at me in front of customers and saying I hate confrontation. It makes me uncomfortable, so it's bad. It's not inherently bad. It's bad because I don't like it. I retorted that even before when I asked him work-related questions, he would scoff/sigh or ignore me. And that I treat my other coworkers the same. I usually ask questions to communicate and clarify information. Did you wipe the tables? What's this? Apparently, he claims that asking work-related questions still count as confrontation. When I told him it wasn't okay to make fun of a customer or be rude, he brushed me off saying the customer deserved it. Or that I only remind him of company policies we have to follow to make sure things go well. He said that he thinks the policies are stupid and unimportant, so it doesn't matter and that he doesn't care what I think. Every time I brought my side of the story up, he would yell over me and say it doesn't matter because he's uncomfortable. I did not yell once. I just stayed quiet. All the customers were staring at us. My shift lead tried to calm us down, but she didn't do much. I just immediately contacted the manager to explain the situation and asked to never be scheduled with Roy again. Afterwards, we tried to hold an impromptu discussion that I first rejected. Because in my mind and experience, people who think they're right or never respected you in the first place, the discussion never goes well and it's not worth it. Especially if they think they're right. Roy screamed at me again, so I raised my voice in response and he stopped. I already warned him that he will not be yelling at me or interrupting me. I asked for an apology and he said it in a passive-aggressive voice. I am sorry I yelled at you. I am sorry I did it in front of others. I am sorry about the way you feel. I am sorry how I made you feel small. I called him out for the fake apology and he agreed. Then said he thinks I'm wrong and he doesn't care. So I asked the shift that unless he keeps his silence and lets me speak, I will leave. I basically brought up everything he has done that I never confronted him about. Things other coworkers have complained but management is too soft. He made fun of a Mexican man for not speaking English, a regular that stopped coming because of this. Was rude to a child that messed up. I have to apologize to cover for him all the time. Him talking bad about my family, then proceeding to yell at me. He talked badly about my brother and I asked him to stop. He has never met my brother before. Not listening to other shifts warn him about his behavior. Using the bathroom 14+ times a shift and clogging them. Squatting in on his phone watching TikTok loudly. Using my laptop and trying to do my work without permission. Before he dated the shift, he liked another coworker. Since she rejected him, he called her a dumb bitch and said it's her fault for being sexually assaulted at her previous workplace that she has a court case on. Constantly bumping into me for no reason. He used to check out my tits and try to talk to me a lot. Now, screaming at me. My manager said Roy wants to set up another meeting with all 4 of us this time. I let him know that I do not want to talk to an immature child. I already had 2 discussions so far, which he yelled at and put me down in both. I would rather resign or not be scheduled with Roy than to talk to him at all. I was also extremely uncomfortable because Roy called me. And he was having a date at the shift's house, in her room. Which is extremely inappropriate in this circumstance. I had several male coworkers let go for harassing other coworkers. In fact, these guys would ask me and tell me about their attractions. Even when I told them not to. A shift lead defended his friend for harassing a girl. I, myself, had a guy harass me and push his crotch on me. I just think this workplace keeps attracting weird, socially inept people. I love the customers in my store, but I think it's time for me to find a new job. Also, I had an audio recording of my girl coworkers joking about picking people to bully. What would we do if they weren't here for us to make fun of? Had a coworker make fun of me for my financial situation. Jesus. A while back I made a post about my racist and sexist male coworker, Roy, for yelling at me. If you'd like to read the first part, feel free to check my profile. But, so far, no good. I'm assuming that once I reported to the corporate HR, they contacted the district manager. Which then reached back to us, but they didn't do anything about it. If this subreddit would allow me to post images, I would probably upload them in the comment thread. Or as an update. But to continue on. One of our new coworkers, Joanna, has technically been with us for at least 6 months. Which means she shouldn't be considered new. But she is lazy and doesn't do any work. She doesn't remember anything. She doesn't even remember she had to show up to work. But she did remember to skip work on Valentine's Day, to go out with her boyfriend. Both Joanna and Roy are notorious for being lazy and having horrible personalities. Each in their special way. To recap the previous information. Roy is dating a shift manager Ivory, and Ivory has dated our ex-assistant manager before, so she has a history of dipping her pen in the company ink. He did not get reprimanded for his behavior, which I described in the first post. Since then, I have not talked to the couple at work. I only respond to them when it is work-related. However, today I came into work and Joanna dragged me over to talk about her personal life. Basically stuff about how her ex-boyfriend kicked her out of his house and broke up with her. To be fair, they only dated for 1 month and she was crashing his place for vacation. They don't live together. Joanna starts pointing at my coworkers and saying immature things like, "I'm not friends with X and Y because they disagreed with me, I just want someone to understand me." She goes on a rant about how she wants to save people. How people are inherently good, but only lash out and treat others badly because of their own trauma. She has a massive savior complex. Stuff about calling her ex's therapist and trying to diagnose him with BPD, which I think is not okay. She basically pesters me to agree with her. She's sobbing. Then she starts saying she's pissed at me and she's repeating, "Don't talk to me, don't talk to me, go away." Then she starts telling everyone about how she saw the number 777. Delusional things about how 777 is an angel number, that a customer named Angel had a total amount of $7.77 to be paid, how her intuition is telling her about the universe. I know she regularly mistakenly texts me gibberish when she's drunk and high. Roy absolutely hates my guts for reporting him. And since he already had a bad reputation, people finding out about the way he treated me made it worse. Roy picks up on the fact that she currently hates me. So, the enemy of my enemy is a friend, right? He starts instigating and whispering things to her. My other 2 coworkers overheard them and would tell me what they were saying. Eventually, I was wiping the tables because our store is closing for the day. Joanna picks a fight and starts yelling at me about how I should ask her before I wipe. That she's a customer, no, she's still technically an employee. I apologize, but she continues being super aggressively rude. My fellow coworkers are freaking out as they watch this happen. They come to me and apologize for her behavior. That it WSS unwarranted. Roy then later comes up to me while I'm washing the damn dishes and scoffs in my face. He knows he instigated her to yell at me. He liked it. I know this is wrong. I will admit I am petty. But if I'm not going to work here anyways, why not? If he's racist, then I might as well. I sprayed him lightly with my water faucet. Barely any of the water hit him. But he got super pissed. My manager immediately messages me. He sends me a screenshot of Joanna threatening me and saying that I was projecting my pain onto my coworkers and treating Roy, Ivory, and Joanna badly. I am making Joanna quit. I felt like my blood pressure was through the roof. As I'm sobbing in the back of house because I am tired of these people. Joanna and Roy go around laughing and talking about me. Then they start harassing my coworkers. They even yelled at today's shift manager. Both of them left work together while laughing at us all. Horrible, horrible people. Thankfully, my shift manager sends me screenshots of a group chat I wasn't in. It seems 4 other employees reported Joanna for the same behavior. Joanna has been using her ex-boyfriend's situation to harass everyone. Roy was already reported by everyone in the workplace. Yet my manager has not made the decision or an announcement to do anything. We all hope they will get fired, or who knows. Interesting fun facts. Joanna just got into nursing school, despite skipping school and getting D's. Roy actually blamed Joanna for her own sexual assault and told her she deserved it. But Joanna has a savior complex, so she forgave him. She even told me I should forgive Roy. Joanna has also shat her pants without her underwear when she went out with me once. Roy wants to be a doctor in the future. Roy also plagiarized something from an artist coworker of mine who makes money off of her art. I found out Joanna said salt and vinegar asterisk or chips to my black coworker. And Roy kept asking the same black coworker if her hair is weave. Why are racist people not being taken accountable for? Not sure. Update. Both coworkers got fired. Joanna harassed a customer. Then her friend called the cops on her, so she's in a mental hospital. She publicly posted some bullshit about my reaction of anger is purposely meant to make people uncomfortable. Don't shoot the messenger. And she actually believed her social worker when they said she has magical thinking, which is secret code for crazy. Roy threw a fit and quit on his own. He didn't want to work weekends with his girlfriend suddenly, which has been his shift for an entire year. Even though he didn't call time off a week in advance, he said it's unfair that no coworkers will cover him. Then he threatened to quit, so of course, the manager fired him. Guess my coworkers are throwing a drinking party that they're leaving. My favorite job called me for an interview, so I guess there's justice in the world.